If you have to explain how to do a task every time you give it to them, you did not hire an assistant. You hired a student and you are paying to be their teacher. The biggest mistake that established entrepreneurs make in hiring is hiring for the skill. Like, can you use Zoom? Are you familiar with Teams? Can you schedule meetings? Do you know how to run email? Hiring for the skill every time will get you into a corner that you cannot get out of. Instead, you have to hire for character. Skills can be taught, but character cannot. And so today I am breaking down the 3 non negotiables that you have to have when you are hiring for a quality administrative assistant. Because in the end, these are traits that don't create more work for you. They actually give you back time in your life. Because the real problem is most business owners are answering like 50 questions a day, and you will get decision fatigue. And so with hiring someone and scaling your team, you don't want someone that just checks boxes off. You want a gatekeeper, someone that protects your time, your energy as fiercely as you do. They prioritize your family life, your date life, your errands. And this is a person that is never going to ask you a question if they can find the answer on Google. So here's the number one quality is the figure it out gene. They have to be resourceful. So for example, if you have a meeting coming up, right, or you need to book an event, a bad administrative assistant is going to say like, okay, what is the zip code? And what kind of venue should I look for? And like, do you like Italian food? And should we do this? And they put all this mental load right back on you. And then you're having to get all these answers and create all of this stuff. A great administrative assistant, it's not a good one, a great one, because you can't have a great company with good team members. You got to have great team members. Instead, has created 3 options. They give them to you and say, which one do you like the best? I've made 3 options based on your past events. Here, which one? Okay, then let's tweak it from there. Because like editing and modifying a draft uses a whole different part of your brain than having to create something from scratch. And it really helps you to avoid that decision fatigue as a leader and a business owner and an entrepreneur. And so the rule is if they can Google it, they should never ask you. It should never reach your desk because you are paying for solutions, not questions. All right. The skill number 2 of a great administrative assistant is to anticipate details. They see the truck before it hits you. So, for example, let's say that you have like something double booked on your calendar, or there's a tight transition between landing a flight and picking a rental car. Instead of them calling and asking you, like, hey, how many minutes do you think you're going to need for this, this, and this? They're like, hey, I just noticed that was going to be too tight, or this was delayed, or that, and I've already fixed it, and here's what you need to do. And so they are providing constant solutions for your life so that you can continue to do the work that you set out to do to both grow yourself and grow the company. So the overall concept is a good administrative assistant may catch like typos in your email or a PDF you made, but a great administrative assistant catches those logic gaps, the things that you forgot to look for, that you forgot to even think about, that we had something coming up like, hey, I see this is happening, but I know you do this normally on Tuesdays. And so I went ahead and took the liberty and switched this over here. Does that work for you? So then you're not having to make a decision. You're just getting informed of what's happening. And so they are your safety net. They're not just executing what you tell them to do. They're actually stress testing the system. And quality number 3 is over communication and ownership, right? So have you ever felt ghosted by someone on your team? Like nothing is worse than like asking someone to execute a task or get a project started and then crickets, crickets, crickets. You literally don't hear anything back from them. And so you're assuming like they got it done. And now you're the like bad leader who didn't follow through, or you're assuming that they haven't even started it and they're like a terrible employee. Like, I don't like, and so they close the loop. A great administrative assistant is always going to close the loop for you. They're going to say like, I received it, task initiated, done, handled, taken care of. And so it's not like you never have to ask, you shouldn't have to ask over and over, where are we on this? Where are we on this? And I'm not saying like we're not human. And sometimes I know my administrative assistant has a zillion different projects she's working on that you should ever, like we have a weekly Monday meeting, but overall, it shouldn't be repetitive that every single thing she's working on, you're constantly having to ask like, what's going on with this, right? And so Here is the key though, is you've got to know how to test this in an interview. And so in an interview, you want to give them a broken link test. And so what that means is you're going to give them some sort of project to do. Okay. One that I did with my administrative assistants in the past is I'm going here for this conference. I need to give you to give me an event briefing. That's it. And if they are already asking you for details and questions, and then that is not your person. You are looking for someone that can go ahead and be like, fill in the broken links. They'll fill in the information. If I'm flying to another city and I need to get somewhere, they've got to arrange car transportation or a rental car or some Uber or some plan for how that's going to happen. And so that is the difference in somebody that would pass or fail that. So I highly recommend not just an interview, but also giving them a project where they can really exhibit and shine. And then you're going to be able to see who is a great administrative assistant. For me, it took me 2 years to get up the nerve to start interviewing for a position I knew I needed 2 years prior. So don't make that mistake. You can learn from my mistakes and already know that you can hire for resourcefulness and train the rest, because we have to, as leaders, stop settling for warm bodies and hold out for partners that are going to carry the torch in your company and the torch of your mission with you. And if you are ready to scale your company, but you're not really sure where to start and you're needing help with like these systems and interviewing processes, like I can help you. My team and I walk side by side with people and help them build these systems and launch to the next step in their business. So there's a link in the show notes, and I know it's not for everyone, but click that link and you can book a strategy call with me totally free. And we'll talk this through exactly where you are and where it is that you're wanting to go, because a bad assistant costs you money. A mediocre assistant costs you time, but a great assistant, they give you the only thing that money cannot buy, and that is freedom. And you have to hire accordingly.